Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture. I'm of course your host TJ. We're doing a little bit of a double header today because I did want to talk a little bit about my my Romantasy, A Bond of Blood and Stone, and specifically I want to talk a little bit about world building because I think that when it comes to Romantasy, there's not always a lot of world building. I think that, as we can all agree, many, not all, or not even most, but a lot of Romantasies are more interested in the romance plot than they are in like the building of the world. So sometimes it can seem a bit superficial. Now, I will admit that in earlier drafts of this book, that was the case. It took a lot of prodding on my editor's part to get me to sort of like fully flesh out this world. And unlike many people, say like Tolkien, who I'm reading a lot right now, I did not start with a world and and sort of put characters in it. I sort of had characters that sort of revealed the world to me. And one of the things I've been doing now that the first book is out, and we have sort of the bare bones of this world, I've been sitting and kind of like sketching out the broader contours of this world, its history, its customs, its cultures, its religions, the family histories of the characters involved, and I find that to be extremely satisfying. That is, to me, always one of the most exciting and fun things about writing and reading fantasy, is to sort of like envision this whole new world. Now, in my case, as you know, if you've read the book or heard me talk about it, it is sort of a conglomeration of Rome's conquest of Greece slash, the way that Appalachia has been exploited. It's a strange marriage, but I think if you read it, it works. So one of the things I've been drawing on as I write the histories for this world is the history of Appalachia specifically, but also drawing on Rome and, kind of different elements to sort of play with them, toy with them, turn them a quarter turn to the right. I'm inspired, of course, by Tolkien, who built this huge world of Middle-earth, but also by other authors. I'm thinking here in particular of like Terry Brooks, Tad Williams, Robert Jordan, of course, Ursula K. Le Guin, many people who've done extensive world building and created these, or also very most notably Jacqueline Carey, who has given us the Kushiel series. So I've really been invested in drawing this out, and I think that as much as I love writing my characters, and as much as I really enjoy spending time with both Aemon and Titus, and as much as their romance remains really key to me, and as we find out in the second volume, elaborating on Galeria, who's Titus' sister, I will say that elaborating the world has been really exciting, and I think has been helpful to clarify some plot points, and has also inspired some new plot developments that will take shape both in book 2 but also subsequent volumes. So basically what I'm saying is, if you are writing a Romantasy, I do think it is worthwhile to do some world building, because it can really shed some important light on your characters, who they are, where they come from. Like I said, I sort of did this back-assward, but I nevertheless have found it very rewarding, and I hope that if you read A Bond of Blood and Stone, that you'll see some traces of the world building I've already done as I was exploring this novel and writing it, but hopefully you'll also see it even more so in subsequent volumes. I also include a map, which I think is very important for Romantasy and romance in general. Actually, there's 2 maps. So anyway, do pick up a copy of A Bond of Blood and Stone if you have a chance. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your favorite indie bookshop, my website, tjwesterly.com, and all sorts of places. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me for this little discussion, and let me know what you think about world building in Romantasy and fantasy in general. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me here at the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture. I'm your host, TJ. Take care, y'all.